Years after Blood Wars, both Lycans and vampires are nearly extinct, hunted by human militias. Selene lives in exile, keeping her daughter Eve hidden from all sides. Rumors spread of secret laboratories experimenting on captured immortals. Selene feels the weight of centuries of war and betrayal. The truce is broken. A new war is coming. Eve, now a young woman, has grown restless and powerful. She feels her hybrid blood calling her toward destiny. Against Selene's warnings, she ventures into the world. Captured by a human faction known as the Ashbourne Order, she becomes their key experiment. Selene is forced to come out of hiding. The Ashbourne Order seeks to create perfect hybrid soldiers by harnessing Eve's DNA. Their experiments merge vampire speed, Lycan strength, and human adaptability. A new breed of nightmarish creatures, called revenants, begins to emerge. These revenants are uncontrollable, turning against their masters. The world is pushed into chaos once again. Selene seeks help from a few surviving vampire elders. But the covens are fractured, weakened by centuries of bloodshed. Only one leader remains willing, Amelia's hidden bloodline. Selene strikes a temporary alliance with Lycans led by David, who has rebuilt his pack. Old enemies must unite to survive. The revenants begin spreading like wildfire, hunting humans, Lycans, and vampires alike. They possess glowing red eyes, cracked pale skin, and uncontrollable rage. Unlike Lycans, they cannot shift back. They're monsters forever. The Ashbourne Order loses control of their creations. Selene realizes Eve's blood is the key to stopping them. Selene infiltrates the Ashbourne facility, leaving a trail of destruction. She discovers Eve alive, but heavily experimented upon. Eve has developed terrifying new powers, energy manipulation and psychic visions. But she no longer trusts anyone, not even Selene. The mother-daughter bond fractures. A rogue vampire elder betrays Selene, believing the revenants are the next evolution. He secretly aids the Ashbourne Order, offering them ancient vampire knowledge. His plan is to use Eve's blood to ascend as a godlike being. Selene realizes the war is no longer just survival, it's domination. Loyalties collapse in every direction. Eve escapes captivity, unleashing her hybrid rage on the Order. Her powers grow unstable, causing earthquakes and energy pulses. She foresees visions of a coming apocalypse. Torn between her human heart and hybrid instincts, she walks away from everyone. Selene vows to find her before the Order does. David rallies a new generation of Lycans from hidden dens. Unlike past packs, these Lycans embrace honor over savagery. They agree to fight beside Selene, but only if Eve stands with them. David warns Selene that Eve may no longer choose their side. Tension simmers between vampires and Lycans. Selene seeks guidance from a forgotten vampire seer known as the Oracle of Blood. The Oracle reveals that Eve's bloodline holds the fate of both species. If corrupted, she will destroy them all. If purified, she will save them. The Oracle warns Selene of a Shadow King rising among the revenants. Selene knows the final battle will be unlike any before. From the chaos, one revenant evolves beyond the rest. A towering, intelligent monster named Kale rises as their leader. Kale retains fragments of his humanity, making him strategic and ruthless. He declares himself the Shadow King, uniting revenants into an unstoppable army. His goal: wipe out vampires, Lycans, and humans to create a new race. Kale seeks out Eve, offering her a place at his side. He claims only hybrids can rule the future, not relics of the past. Eve feels drawn to his vision, struggling with her fractured identity. Selene arrives too late. Eve disappears with Kale. The prophecy of the Oracle begins to take shape. The revenants turn on their creators, slaughtering the Ashbourne Order in a night of blood. Selene and David infiltrate the stronghold during the chaos. They uncover files proving the Order's long history of manipulating both species. Vampires and Lycans were pawns in their centuries-long experiment. Selene burns the evidence, knowing history must not repeat. Selene confides in David her deepest fear, losing Eve not to death, but to darkness. David urges her to believe in her daughter's heart. For the first time, Selene shows vulnerability, admitting she's tired of endless war. Yet she knows only she can stop Cale. A final plan begins to form. Cale takes Eve into the heart of his revenant army. He tempts her with visions of ruling as queen, never hunted, never weak. Eve hesitates, torn between her mother's love and Cale's promise of power. Selene confronts them in a ruined cathedral. The three stand at the center of destiny. The final war erupts inside the ancient cathedral. Revenants swarm against Lycans and vampires fighting side by side. Selene duels Cale in a savage fight of speed, strength, and will. Eve unleashes her unstable powers, leveling the battlefield. Light and shadow collide in a storm of blood. Cale mortally wounds Selene, leaving her bleeding and broken. Eve finally realizes her true place, not as a queen of monsters, but as her mother's heir. She channels all her hybrid power, purifying herself in a burst of light. The energy obliterates Cale and the Revenants in one devastating wave. But the cost is unimaginable. Selene awakens, saved by Eve's sacrifice, but Eve's body is gone, leaving only whispers of her presence. The surviving Lycans and vampires stand stunned by the destruction. Humanity begins retreating, fearful of what remains. Selene mourns, but vows to protect Eve's legacy. David declares a truce between Lycans and vampires, forged in blood and sacrifice. The two species begin rebuilding, knowing war cannot continue. Selene is offered leadership, but declines, choosing solitude once more. She feels Eve's essence guiding her in silence. The war may be over, but the shadows remain. In a hidden chamber beneath the ruins, a single revenant egg stirs. Inside glows a fusion of vampire and hybrid blood. A new creature begins to awaken, stronger than Cale. The camera fades on its glowing red eyes. The underworld will rise again.